My name is Joshua Bell-Primm, and today I'm going to teach you how to change your engine oil. So this is the table of contents, and today we'll be going over why does a car need its engine oil change? Why do I need to change my engine oil? When do I change my engine oil? How do I change my engine oil? What type of engine oil do I use, and how much should I use? So why does an engine need oil? Well, that's a good question. Engines need oil because engines work on metal in high speed and high temperature. So engine oil acts as a lubricant for this. So when metal rubs up against metal, it does create excessive heat and damage. So when you got engine oil, it does prevent this from happening. Engine oil serves as a soft layer for the oil to work just perfectly right without creating any excessive wear. Also, oil does act as a cooling system for your engine. Where the coolant cannot get, that's where oil comes into, so it does not, blow up or, you know, completely just like go out. Also, oil works as a cleaning system. When your car is constantly pumping in, you know, gas and oxygen and oil, sometimes it can take dirt and debris from outside. So when oil comes around, sometimes oil will catch this dirt and debris that could damage your engine, and it will flush it into the oil filter, preventing it from actually causing your engine to go boom or whatnot. Why do you need to change your engine oil? So over time, engine oil does go through excessive heat, and it is being pumped, and sometimes debris gets into it. So this is what causes it to get black. When your engine oil gets black due to this stuff, it becomes ineffective. And when it becomes ineffective, therefore parts start to hit each other more often. And when that happens, that can cause excessive wear. And when that also happens, your engine is being basically tortured, and you would need to change it eventually. And if you don't change it, well, then you'll have to change your engine. So, yeah. So when do I need to change my oil? So this is something that most people will recommend that you refer to your manufacturer's handbook. So the manufacturer stress tests every engine, and they use all types of oils to basically to see which one works the best with each engine, or each engine that's being produced by them. So when your manufacturer gives you a recommended oil, it's best for pretty much all conditions, unless it's specified that you need to change depending on the temperature. However, though, there are times where there is an exception to this rule, and usually when there's an exception, if you simply just cannot find, the answer that you're looking for in terms of what oil, in terms of when you need to change it, well, there's the reason why there's a dipstick. So the dipstick acts as pretty much a way to see whether or not your engine oil is good or bad. So engine oil does have different colors, and these colors do signify whether or not it needs to be changed. So the dipstick usually is a yellow. It's usually a yellow ring that's either on the top of the engine or on the side of the engine, depending on the car. And when you pull this out, it's like a metal lining. And at the end of this metal lining, there's usually going to be oil. And when there's oil, it's either going to be three different colors. It's either going to be golden, or it's going to be red, or it's going to be black. Now, if your engine oil is golden, that means it's brand new. It was just changed. And if it's red, that means that it's been used, but it doesn't necessarily need to be changed yet. And if it's black, that means it's burnt and it needs to go. So how do you change your engine oil? So the first thing you need to do when you change your engine oil is you need to learn to jack up your vehicle. This is something that I highly recommend that you refer to the manufacturer's handbook, as you can really screw your vehicle up if you do this incorrectly. When you lift your vehicle up, make sure that you locate the oil pan. The oil pan is usually located directly under the engine. And once you find that, you'll find a drain plug. Once you locate the drain plug, make sure you get a wrench and a socket and you start to unscrew it. Be aware that once it is completely off, your engine oil will shoot out. So make sure you have a bucket or some bottle to catch the engine oil, otherwise it will go everywhere. Once you let that happen, once you let that drain, basically just let it all go. And even when it's dripping, let it drip for a while. And once you do that, you also want to locate a gasket. So every vehicle, or most vehicles, do have a drain gasket. And the drain gasket just prevents oil from coming out when the drain plug is already on there. These do need to be changed regularly. However, there are some exceptions to the rule. Some vehicles have it where they don't need to be changed all the time, and some vehicles have it where they do. It just depends on the manufacturer, to which this is something that you can refer to your manufacturer's handbook for. So another thing that does need to be changed is your oil filter. So every car has an oil filter, and this just filters out the oil. So again, your oil does collect debris. So these oil filters basically act as a cleaner for your oil once it has collected the debris. And these are usually located under the engine or on the side of the engine. It really depends on your manufacturer. So once your engine has completely drained, you want to go ahead and put it back on. And what you want to do again is use your wrench and socket to screw it back on, but do not tighten it to the point where it is not able to come off. 9 out of 10 times when you do this, it will make the job a lot harder the next time, or for anybody else who changes your oil. So what type of engine oil should you use? Well, engine oil does vary depending on car to car to car, and it depends on your manufacturer. So this is another thing where I would recommend most people refer back to their manufacturer's handbook, because the manufacturer stress tests every engine and knows what's best for the engine to keep it working at optimal efficiency. So, most cars now these days actually use 5W30 to 5W20 to 10W30 oil, as it is usually the normal standard, unlike vehicles back in the day that use a lot thicker oil, more like in the 11s and 12s. 5W30 is really good in colder temperatures since it's thinner, and 10W30 is usually more better in hotter temperatures since it's thicker. Because in hotter temperatures, oil tends to get thinner, while in colder temperatures, oil kind of tends to stay the same. So you don't really need a thicker oil in colder temperatures as much as you need in hotter temperatures. But again, refer to the manufacturer's handbook if you have any questions, or Google it. So how much should you use? This is a very, very, very crucial importance when you're putting oil into your vehicle. If you mess a step up, you could potentially blow your engine, or you could create it to basically top out because it has no oil. When you are trying to figure this out, this is something that is important to find out through either Google, make sure that it's car specific, or refer to your manufacturer's handbook, as this is something that's detrimental, and if you mess it up, you could be paying for another engine. So once you figure this out, you determine everything, just fill your engine up with oil. And once you're finished, you just screw the cap back on, make sure that everything is tightened and right, and congratulations, you have changed your engine oil. Thank you for watching.